Daf Yomi, Tractate Bava Metzia, page 107b. But actually, I started. I left early in the last daf, and so I'm going to start from a few lines up on 107a. Please excuse the cold. A little congested. Um. Okay. Hmm. From Amrle Rabbi Yehuda, the Ravin. Okay, from there. Rabbi Yehuda said to Ravin bar of Nachman, Ravin, my brother, do not buy land that is near a town, as Rabbi Abahu says, that Rav Huna says, that Rav says, it is prohibited for a person to stand by another's field when it is ripe, when its ripe grain is standing. In other words, when its produce is ready for harvest, as he might harm the produce with the evil eye. Similarly, land near a town may be harmed by the people of the town watching it. The Gemara asks, is that so? But when Rabbi Abba encountered Rav's students, he said to them, what does Rav say with regard to the meaning of these verses of blessing? Blessed shall you be in the city, and blessed shall you be in the field. Deuteronomy 28, verse 3. And blessed shall you be when you enter, and blessed shall you be when you exit. Deuteronomy 28, verse 6. And they said to him, this is what Rav said. Blessed shall you be in the city means that your house should be adjacent to a synagogue. And the phrase, blessed shall you be in the field, means that your property should be near the city. Blessed shall you be when you enter, it means that you will not find your wife in a state where it is uncertain whether she has the halakhic status of a menstruating woman when you come in from a journey, which would render her forbidden to you. Blessed shall you be when you go out means that those who emerge from you, meaning your descendants, should be like you. Rabbi Abba said to them, Rabbi Yochanan did not say this, but he interpreted the verse as follows. Blessed shall you be in the city means that there should be a bathroom near your table. A bathroom near your table. That's funny. I'm not sure how to interpret that one, but he did not refer to a synagogue. What? It means that there should be a bathroom near your table, but he did not refer to a synagogue. I'm just reading it. I didn't. Anyway, the Gemara adds, and Rabbi Yochanan conforms his line of reasoning in this regard, and he says there is a reward for the steps one takes to reach the location of a mitzvah, and one who lives adjacent to a synagogue will not have the opportunity to earn this reward. The Gemara returns from Yochanan's exposition of the verses. Blessed shall you be in the field means that your property should be divided into thirds. 1/3 should be invested in grain, 1/3 in olives, and 1/3 in grapevines. Blessed shall you be when you enter, and blessed shall you be when you exit means that your exit from the world should be like your entry into the world. Just as your entry into the world was without sin, so too your exit from the world should be without sin. That's... okay. Now we're on 107b. In any case, it is evident that Rav approves of one whose property is located near a city. How does this accord with his statement that there is concern for the evil eye when one's field is viewed by people? The Gemara answers, this is not difficult. This statement is referring to a wall and an additional partition that surround the plot and prevent it from being harmed by the evil eye. That statement is referring to a case where a wall and an additional partition do not surround it. The Gemara returns to expounding the themes of blessings and the evil eye. The Torah states, "And the Lord will take away from you all sickness." We could use that about right now. Please. 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 I had a teacher in 7th grade, Mr. Birnbaum. Yeah, I used to go, please, stop talking. Please. Deuteronomy 7:15. In interpreting this verse, Rav says, this verse is speaking about the evil eye. The Gemara comments, Rav conforms to his line of reasoning, as Rav went to a graveyard and did what he did, which means that he used an incantation to find out how those buried there died. And he said that 99 of these died by the evil eye. This is really spooky. Someone just mentioned this at the table recently. Wow. 99 of these died by the evil eye, and only one died by entirely natural means. And Shmuel says this term, all sickness, refers to the wind. Refers to the wind. Gemara comments, Shmuel conforms to his line of reasoning, and as Shmuel says, every injury suffered by people is due to the wind that enters wounds and bodily cavities. The Gemara asks, but according to Shmuel, aren't there those executed by the monarchy and others killed by traumatic injury and not the wind? The Gemara responds, with regard to these two, were it not for the wind, they would prepare a medicine for those injured people. This is doesn't make sense. If you're executed, you can't prepare medicine. If it were not prepare medicine for those injured, and they would be healed and live, but the wind prevents this from happening. Okay. Rabbi Hanina says this phrase, all sickness, refers to the cold. Interesting. As Rabbi Hanina says, and I have a cold right now. Rabbi Hanina says the phrase, all sickness, refers to the cold. As Rabbi Hanina says, all occurrences that befall man are at the hand of heaven, except for the excess cold and heat. This might be the temperature, actually. But anyway, I still have a cold, but as it is stated, cold and heat are on the path of the perverse. He who guards his soul shall keep far from them. Proverbs 22:5. This indicates that cold and heat are forms of harm caused by man from which one can protect himself. Rabbi Yossi Bar Chanina says, Rabbi Yossi Bar Chanina says this phrase, all sickness, refers to excrement. As the master says with regard to excrement of the nose, mucus, and excrement. I'm mamish dealing with all this right now. This is amazing. Or maybe I'm really supposed to be reading these dafs, you know? I was wrestling with it before, but it's kind of like, you know, something I should be doing. It seems to be corollary to my, especially this one, mucus. An excrement of the ear, earwax, large amount is emitted. Having much of it is harmful. Having a little bit of it is beneficial. Okay, Viter. How much more of this do we have to read? Holy Talushkin. Let's see here. This. Okay. Rabbi Lazar says this term, all sickness, refers to the gallbladder. The Gemara adds, this is also taught in a Braita with regard to the term sickness. This refers to the gallbladder. And why is the gallbladder called sickness? Is because it makes a person's entire body ill. Alternatively, it is called sickness because 83 diseases, the numerical value of machala, sickness, are dependent upon the gallbladder. The Gemara comments, and with regard to all of them, consuming bread in the morning with salt and drinking a large jug of water negates their ill effects, as a simple morning meal is beneficial to the body. The Gemara cites a related right. The sages taught that 13 matters of praise were stated with regard to a meal of bread eaten in the morning. It protects the dinner from the heat. It says the diner. It protects it from the heat and from the cold and from the winds and from the harmful spirits. And it makes the simple wise, and one who consumes it will become victorious in judgment. He will merit to learn Torah and to teach it, and his statements are heard, and his study will remain in his possession. In addition, his flesh does not generate excess sweat, and he engages in intercourse with his wife at the proper time, and he does not lust for another woman. And this meal is so advantageous that it even kills any louse in his intestines. And some say it even removes jealousy and brings in love. Since he is completely healthy, he is not inclined to be angered by others. In relation to the above brisa, Rava said to Rava Bar Mari, from where is this matter that people say derived? 60 runners ran but could not catch the man who ate in the morning. And the sages likewise said, arise early and eat. In the summer due to the sun, and in the winter due to the cold, so that one's body should have the strength to withstand the climate. Rava Bar Mari said to him, it is derived from a verse, as it is written, they shall not hunger nor thirst, neither shall the heat nor sun smite them. Isaiah 49:10. Why will the heat and the sun not smite them? Since they shall not hunger nor thirst, as they rose early to eat. Rava said to him, you said to me that it is derived from there, but I say to you that it is derived from here. But I say to you that it is derived from here. A different verse. And you shall serve the Lord your God, and he will bless your bread and your water. Exodus 23:25, which he interprets as follows. And you shall serve the Lord your God. This refers to the recitation of Shema and the Amidah prayer, both of which constitute daily service of God, and he will bless your bread and your water. This refers to bread with salt and a large jug of water consumed after morning prayers. From that point onward, the rest of the verse says, I will take sickness away from your midst, and that will be fulfilled. Rav Yehuda said to Rav Ada the surveyor, do not treat measuring lightly even for small areas of land, as each little bit is suitable for growing the cultivated saffron, a very expensive product. Rav Yehuda further said to Rav Ada the surveyor, with regard to 4 cubits measured adjacent to an irrigation channel, you may treat them lightly, and it is not necessary to provide an exact measurement of them when calculating the areas of fields. And as for the 4 cubits adjacent to the river, do not measure them at all, but simply estimate the size and include them in the larger measurement. The Gemara comments in this regard. Yehuda conforms his line of reasoning. As Yehuda says, 4 cubits adjacent to the channel belongs to the residents of the houses alongside the channel, while the 4 cubits adjacent to the river belong to everyone. Rabbi Ami would announce, cut down the trees along the width of the full shoulders of the pullers of the boat on both sides of the river, so that the trees should not interfere with the pulling of the boats. The Gemara relates. Rav Natan bar Hushaya instructed people to cut down 16 cubits on each side of the river, and the residents of Mashronia came upon him and beat him for issuing this directive. The Gemara explains he holds that any pathway must be made as wide as like a public domain, which is 16 cubits wide. But this is not so, as there, in the case of a public domain, we do require that much space. Here, however, the space is necessary. It needs to be only enough to enable the stretching of the ropes to pull the boats. Therefore, the width of the full shoulders of the pullers is sufficient measure of space needed in order not to interfere with the pulling of the boats. The Gemara relates another incident. Rabba bar of Huna had a certain forest on the bank of a river. They said to him, let the master cut down the trees of the river bank in accordance with the above statement. Rav Adabar of Huna said to them, let those above and below me along the river cut down their trees first, and then I will cut down my trees. I will achieve nothing by cutting down my trees on my own. The Gemara asks, how can he do so? In other words, wait for others to act. But isn't it written, gather yourselves together, and gather Hitkoshishu Vikoshu, Zephaniah 2:1. And Reish Lakish says, concerning this, adorn yourself and afterwards adorn others. Therefore, one must perform the required action himself before offering advice to others. The Gemara responds, there it was, the forest of the house of Parzak, the general, and it was obvious that they would pay no attention to a Jewish scholar. Rabbi bar of Huna therefore said, if the workers of the Persian officer cut down, I will cut down as well. And if they do not cut down, why should I cut down for no purpose? Since if the pullers can stretch their ropes, they can go along this side of the river